Hey, good evening. It's Monday, October 28th, and welcome back to Everyday Talk 24/7. Great to start another week with you. In the sermon yesterday at my church, Pastor Jay Kraut, he preached from 2 Kings 18, and it was a challenge by the king of Assyria, Sennacherib, through his agents to the people of Israel. Don't trust God. Don't be stupid and trust God. So I want to talk tonight. Can God be trusted? Is that something that we can buy into? And I know that the correct answer is, oh yes, of course we can trust God. It would be silly to say something different. But so often in our day-to-day life, we actually don't trust Him. We might even be unaware of it. Listen to what the narrative, I'll read the narrative from 2 Kings, just a couple lines of it. And then I want to apply it to things like weather, climate. Are we discouraged? Happiness in marriage. Planning for financial security and retirement. Can we really trust God in those areas? Listen to what's being said here. Assyria is threatening Israel. Is threatening Judah and King Hezekiah. We're going to wipe you out. We have the superior forces. You're silly to resist us. Stupid to resist us. So Sennacherib's assistant says, listen to this message from the great king of Assyria. This is what the king says. Don't let Hezekiah, that's the king of Judah, don't let him deceive you. He will never be able to rescue from my power. Don't let him fool you. Don't let him persuade you into trusting in the Lord by saying, the Lord will surely rescue us. This city will never fall into the hands of the Assyrian king. He's mocking God. But he's also clever. He does more than that. Listen to his follow-up. He says, don't listen to Hezekiah. These are the terms of the king of Assyria is offering. Make peace with me, open the gates and come out, and then each of you can continue eating from your own grapevine and fig tree and drinking from your own well. In other words, you can keep whatever. I'm going to be faithful. But notice this next little line here. Then, after telling them that you could trust him, then I will arrange to take you to another land like this one, a land of grain and new wine, bread and vineyards, olive groves and honey, and then choose life instead of death. Don't be stupid and try and defy me. Don't think that God can rescue you. Don't think Hezekiah can rescue you because he says he serves God. Don't be stupid in that way. Choose life. I've got better things for you. See, that's the promise, the way the enemy comes to us. It just doesn't say that God is bad or wrong, but it says, I've got something better. The same thing he's been promising to Eve promises to us. I've got something better. Just take a bite. Your life will be better. Well, what about climate? Could God rescue us from climate? People want us to spend literally trillions of dollars to control the climate, to protect us. But the Lord is the one who controls the climate. But we're told if we don't do this, we're going to die. So just follow these plans that we have and you'll be much better off. No one's praying. No one's asking God for help. No one's asking God to bring relief. None of that. We're going to manipulate the weather. So clearly, God can't be trusted here. But trust the forces who want to control not just the weather, but us. It's the same kind of sham that is, King says, yeah, we'll give you your stuff, and then I'll arrange to take you to another land like this one. It was not a pleasant thing they were offering. Can God rescue you from discouragement? This Christians, the Bible says, die to yourself. No, you need what you deserve. That's how you'll keep from being discouraged. Living for something other than yourself, that's stupidity. But God says, if I live for God and not myself, that's the way to break through from discouragement. Following His plan, even in the hard things of life. What about, can God be trusted to bring happiness in marriage? See, we're told we've got to try before we buy, so to speak. We've got to see if we're sexually compatible, if we are compatible in other areas. Are children really worth it? Are they worth the sacrifice? Just one person? Surely that's not the way to happiness. So in the countries around the world that are buying into this, their birth rates are dropping to the point where now they can no longer sustain the population. And you've got older folks totally dependent upon a dwindling amount of younger people. At root is an attack on marriage. Instead of buying into God's vision of marriage, try these other ways. Can God be trusted to bring safety in retirement and financial planning? Do you have enough? Have you saved enough? Are you investing enough? Tithing? Giving money to God? Excuse me? You've got to protect yourself for the future. And of course, as we've been seeing around us, sometimes the future changes before we even are ready to plan for it. But God is consistent. God is the one who takes care of us. Hey, Echo. God is the one who is faithful to us. Can God be trusted? See, these kind of subtle areas, things like climate, things like relationships, things like marriage, financial planning. Can God be trusted? See, God says that He can. And Hezekiah encouraged the people not to give in to Sennacherib and his promises. And we need to realize that we're being attacked too. People are giving us a better alternative. But in reality, brothers and sisters, it's no better than the alternative that Eve had. Can God be trusted? Yes. May not be easy, but He can be trusted. And that was just from my sermon yesterday. I was really encouraged by it, and give that some thought. I love your comments, your feedback, and Lord willing, we'll see you tomorrow. Good night.